welcome back to another video of H&H Express model and scale trains. Yes, as you can see, I'm here back in the Caravan. And no, I'm not gonna work on this nscale layout yet, because I'm still waiting on some parts for that as well. But you know what? I thought I'm gonna do a little bit different. Maybe you remember that I won a train, an HO locomotive, on Scott's Trains channel on January 1st. Well, this is the train, the locomotive and a dummy, but the problem is I don't have any track. On the live stream in January I showed you, or was it in February, I showed you that the train was running on a small section of a track, but it was just a straight track. So I thought, you know what, I don't have any room at my house, so maybe I can make some room here, because I have a extremely big section here where my Caravan is on. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make some modules which I can put up and put down, and then maybe extend as well with some intersections, and then just make a movable mobile HO track. So that's what we're gonna do today. So let me bring you outside, and I will use a voice over because of the sound outside for the rest of the video, so I can show you what I did so far. But before we go outside, I will show you a shorts video which I posted several weeks ago here at this side, where you can see that I tried to have the train, the HO train, running on a circle, but it constantly derailed. And the reason for that was that the radius of the circle was too small. So with that said, let's go outside and see what I did so far.
So this is the concrete multiplex which I'm gonna use for the HO layout. And I already had to cut off the sides because it was standing outside and it got some moisture inside. So I cut those areas off, and this is the total plate which I'm gonna use. And as you can see, I already marked a center point on that board so that I can draw circles on it for the curves to install. So next, what I did, I measured the maximum radius possible on this board, and I'm gonna display the dimensions on it right now. And yeah, the maximum radius was 1 meter in diameter, and I'm using a guideline with a pencil to draw that circle. So I put the board on my deck to get a flat surface, and I started to measure the other side of that board so that I could draw the circles. And I will speed it up so you can see how I did that. I just measured it, that the diameter is 1 meter, so the one radius is 50 centimeters, but I had to take approximately 1.5 inch from the edge to put the first line on, and that's what I'm doing right here. So I will speed up the rest of this video, and you will see how I draw those circles. And the next thing, I will saw this complete board into 2 halves. So here you can see that I cut the board in half, and that makes it easier to extend the modules, because now I have one turn and another turn at the other end, and we can put these two together just to get a sort of an oval, but I can also separate them and build modules in between so that I have a longer track, so creating a siding or whatever it's gonna be.
So as you saw in the previous section, I cut some wood out, and this is concrete multiplex, so it's a little bit wobbly over here and over there, but we will fill that up. I already drew some lines here, and you saw me doing that as well, which would be the curve. So I drew two lines, and possibly I'm going to use the outer curve, but I need to be careful because of the edge of the wood. So I bought some second-hand flex track, and this one is still good to bend, and the other ones I try to bend it, and I will try to bend it in the same direction. And that means that the diameter, or actually the radius here, will be 50 centimeters, and you will need to count it yourself in inches for the turn to make. So it's a total of 1 meter in diameter, and then that curve. Currently I don't have any cork bed, so I will need to order that to put it on, but that is for later. So I would like to check on the radius which I bent on these flex tracks. They are a little bit stiff, so let me see how that goes. So that should be okay here, as you can see, and then it turns over here, so this one should be good to go, and I will mount that on the board. And with the others, some are a little bit some are correctly curved and other ones not, so I will need to rebend it. And as for this section over here, because I have two of these which is mounted at that end, I will use a connection piece for this section so that I can use the table. And then I have a loop in which I can try to run the first HO train on this section. I did some testing, and as you could see in a shorts video, that the curve was too tight, because that was a 90 centimeter curve, and I also had an 80 centimeter diameter curve, so that is way too sharp for the locomotive which I have. So let me work on this one, and then we will return. So in the next video we will work on this table, and we're gonna add the supports to it. So if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these videos, please consider to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.